the agriculture industry is one of the main pillars of the Belizean economy.
It has an estimated annual output of about 590 million Belize dollars, which represent about 80% of the domestic exports. Agriculture in its whole employs about 17% or close to 18% of the Belizean population. Agriculture is critical to foreign exchange, food security, employment, and therefore we should not take it for granted.
Indulging in a tasty piece of sugarcane, cutting into a succulent pork chop, or slurping down a refreshing watermelon juice. These are the pleasures that we reap from Belize's food security in basic grains, livestock, seasonal vegetables, and fruits, making the country all the more vulnerable to the impacts of climate change.
There are basic threats that affect agriculture production. Threats such as climate variability, pests and diseases, and also external market forces which can actually affect the production of agriculture in Belize.
The climate are changing every day. We can expect rain or sunny day at every time. Well, last year we had some loss in this area. We had like 2 acres of onion, and it caused a big damage.
Anytime we talk about climate change, people want to think a lot of rain, or climate change. It could be a lot of sun, and a very intense summer, and it could be a very intense weather. So we have to prepare.
Over the past decade, the effects of the changing climate, including extended droughts followed by months of heavy downpour, have impacted production in the agriculture industry. While some have been able to adapt and mitigate the effects, other agriculturalists have had to close down, causing mass unemployment and loss of industry. Take Fruta Bomba, for example.
Government was verbally informed by the CEO of the company that they had taken a decision to close operation in Belize, and that they were hoping for a smooth transition, and that the wind down of the company's operation in Belize should be between 3 to 6 months. They've stated that they've never been able to recover fully from the 2007 Hurricane Dean, and that they've been losing money since then. And well, it's come to a point where they've decided to exit Belize.
If we can recall back all the way to 2016, the sector suffered immense losses from Hurricane Earl, which set us back close to 77 million Belize dollars. Fast forward to 2019, we had the extended drought period that affected primarily the northern, central, and the western part of our country. And that cost the agriculture sector close to 79 million Belize dollars. Recently, last year, we had Hurricane Eta and Hurricane Iota, which caused flooding in the productive areas, primarily areas in the western part of the country, and likewise the central part, Belize district. And that set us back close to 15 million Belize dollars. So if you can see, when we were affected by these natural hazards, the country is placed at a setback. And there is also a multiplier effect as it impacts what we call food production, as it relates to providing food to the domestic market. It impacts foreign exchange because then production is not steady and it cannot go out the country. And there's a reduction in local consumption, feed for animals, and also food for human consumption.
Though threatened by the impacts of climate change, the sector also contributes to the issue by emitting greenhouse gas through the use of harvesting machinery in the agro-productive sector. Soil tillage also results in the release of carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxides from the soil. While there are some that have turned to green energy by the use of solar panels, there are several practices that the ministry is implementing with large and small-scale farmers.
No-till agriculture simply means keeping the crop residue on the land and leaving the earth largely undisturbed during planting. Another one that we discuss with farmers and we see them doing it is what we call the use of cover crop or green manure. Seeds or plants such as mucuna or carnavalia, those are a very good cover crop. They provide a substantial amount of nitrogen to the soil. And these are planted with the intent to prevent soil erosion.
Farmers are adapting with assistance from the government of Belize and partner agencies.
The National Climate Change Office has played a significant role in assisting the sector, especially in education awareness to climate change, adaptation, and mitigation. They also play a considerable role in helping the ministry source external funding for development of climate adaptation and mitigation projects.